Today's video is a short one, but could be one of the most important you ever watch on investing. If you've ever wondered how to become a better investor, wanted to learn how to invest, I'm going to show you how professional Wall Street analysts learn to invest in stocks. We're talking the Chartered Financial Analyst designation today on Let's Talk Money.
Beat debt.
Make money.
Make your money work for you.
Creating the financial future you deserve.
Let's talk money.
Hey Bowtie Nation, Joseph Hogue with the Let's Talk Money channel here on YouTube. A special shout out to everyone in the nation. Thank you for spending a part of your day to be here. If you're not part of that community yet, just click that little red subscribe button. It's free and you'll never miss an episode. Now Nation, a lot of you have asked me about those three little letters after my name, that CFA that you see on the channel title. And while I don't usually go in for the alphabet soup of designations out there like the NBA or whatever, this one is going to teach you how to invest even if you don't go for that formal education to get the title. The CFA stands for the Chartered Financial Analyst, and I'm going to show you how to use some of the things taught in this grueling 3-year program to learn how to invest, how to understand the market better, and just rock out your portfolio. Now, some of you might be familiar with the CFP, or the Certified Financial Planner designation. Now, that's a course designed to help people put together their financial plans, including insurance, tax planning, and other investments. The CFA designation, on the other hand, is designed by stock market analysts for stock market analysts to find the best investments. In this video, I'm going to show you why the CFA is important, even if you don't plan on becoming a professional analyst. I'll show you how to get some of those study materials for free and the sections that you need to read to learn how to invest and become a better investor. For the candidates out there, I'll even share my experience studying and passing all 3 exams and what you need to do to earn the designation in the video description below. I do want to ask you a favor though. Even if you're more interested in stock picking videos, if you're not sure you want to be reading up on books about stock market analysis, please watch this video. Just a few weeks looking at the things that I'm going to be talking about here, this will make you a better investor, the best investor you can be, and help you reach your financial goals. So Benjamin Graham, yep, that Benjamin Graham, the guy that wrote The Intelligent Investor, pretty much the Bible for investors, that guy that taught Warren Buffett at Columbia Business School. In the 1940s, Graham started pushing for a certification process for stock market analysts. The idea was formally proposed to the New York Society of Security Analysts in 1945 and finally got off the ground in 1963. Now, this is a 3-year self-study program and everything from understanding the economy to valuing stocks, bonds, and alternative investments to managing other people's portfolios. Each year is a different set of books and an intense 6-hour test that candidates have to pass to move on to that next level. And Nation, when I say this test is intense, only about 4 in 10 people that take each test pass on to the next year. Over the 3 million people that have taken the test since 1963, there are less than 300,000 that have passed, so less than 1 out of 11 people get that right to put the 3 little letters behind their name. Now compare that to pass rates on other tests like the CFP test where 7 in 10 people pass it, or the CPA public accountant test where 5 in 10 pass it. And yeah, this is one of the toughest financial tests you can take. Now, some notable charter holders include the Bond King, Bill Gross, also Bill Miller, whose legendary mutual fund beat the stock market for 15 consecutive years, Abby Joseph Cohen, a former chief investment strategist at Goldman Sachs, and yes, even your bow tie buddy. I earned the right to the designation back in 2011. Now, candidates usually pay up to $1,400 to register for each test and get these books. I don't want you to do that though. I want you to go to your local library where you can usually borrow them for free. Now, even if you can't get these at your library, you can usually find older years versions on eBay for less than $150. And believe me, this is well worth it. I'm warning you though, the first time you see these books, it's gonna freak you the hell out. This is 1,000+ pages of text. It's more math and accounting than you probably ever thought you'd see after high school. But fortunately, you don't need to read all the sections in here. If you only want to learn how to invest, in fact, reading just the sections that I'm going to recommend next should take you no more than 30 days, and I promise you it will make you a better investor. So now I want to show you some of the topics in that Level 1 CFA exam, that first exam, point out the most important for analyzing stocks, but I also need your input here. I'd like to do separate videos on a few of these topics, but they can get really deep into the math and the accounting. Now, I will if you want to see detailed reviews for these, so let me know in the comments below if you want to go deeper into these topics, or if you'd just rather stick to some of those videos on investing strategy and individual stocks. Each level of the CFA exam start with a chapter on ethics. Now, besides that deep understanding of an analysis, it's really this that separates us from those other investment professionals. So this section is extremely important for candidates studying for the designation because it's a huge part of the test, but not something that's important if you just want to learn how to invest and be a better investor. Quantitative methods. It sounds scary and is enough math to give you nightmares, but this is your base for cash flow analysis and stock valuation. Okay, nation, I know how it is. I hated math with a passion, probably all the way up through college, and this is a guy that majored in finance. Once I actually opened my mind up to it, though, I realized that math is really the language of science, and it opens up so many doors for you once you accept it. Now, this Quant Methods section is a great catch-up on some basic math and shouldn't take more than a few days to read. It's something that anyone can pick up, and it will give you a better understanding of not only investing, but a larger world. There are two sections of economics here, one for understanding that larger forces like exchange rates, monetary policy, and international trade, while the other is on things like supply and demand, understanding business cycles and competition. Now, by the time I was studying for the CFA exams, I was a full-on numbers nerd, so I was really looking forward to this economics section. Take econ in college and they're going to bore you with a really math-based economics. But the reading here, the CFA exams, really do a good job of laying it out without all those formulas. It's another section I highly recommend reading just beyond the objective of becoming a better investor, learning how to invest, but really because this is going to help you understand why the central bank does what it does, the role of government in the economy and trade policy, pretty much everything that's on the news, but most people don't have a clue what it means. Financial statement analysis. This is broken up into 4 sections in the first exam and really the core of the CFA for stock analysis. Now, through the 3 exams, you'll learn everything you need to know about digging into a company's financial reports and really finding out what a stock is really worth. These are really the must-read sections for investors, and I'd spend at least a week or 2 right here. You'll start with a basic guide on what the 3 financial statements are and what they do, and then go deeper into each. You'll start learning some of those basic financial analysis techniques and then go into some of the accounting adjustments that analysts do to clean up these financial statements from all the shenanigans used by management. The 2 sections on corporate finance are really like a quick degree in finance for those that didn't study it in college. Now, these sections are going to give you a better understanding of those financial statements and how they relate to the decision-making process in companies. But if I were really honest and really pressed to drop a section or 2 off your reading list, this would probably be it. Now, I'd read it, but again, I live for this shit. So otherwise, spend your time on those financial statements and drop maybe some of these sections. These sections on equity investments sound a lot more fun than they actually are, but there's really some good stuff towards the back here. The first half here on how the stock market is set up and runs is really only useful for candidates, but that second half is pure gold, okay? In the second section here, you get into how to compare industries and companies as well as some basic tools for stock valuation. Now, the section on debt investments doesn't get too deep into bonds, but enough to give you that basic understanding. Now, I'd say since the vast majority of investors are never going to need to invest in an individual bond, this is probably another section you can skip if you want. Most investors are going to be better off just investing in a bond fund because of the investing costs that go with individual bonds, buying those one-off bonds. So you really don't need to know a whole lot from this section. You might read the summary notes just to get a basic understanding, enough to sound smart at dinner, okay? This portfolio management section is only 6% of the test, but some excellent information that you won't see anywhere else. Seriously, this is some great stuff that you'll never see on CNBC, and you'd really have to know what you were looking for to find it here on YouTube even. This isn't the sexy part of investing. I realize that, where you're analyzing stocks and picking the best investments, but this is the shit for really understanding how this all fits together to make you rich. Here you're going to learn about putting together an investment plan that covers your goals. You're going to learn about managing risks and how much to invest in stocks, bonds, and real estates together. Click on the video to the right for the 10 steps I use to pick stocks, a complete process for stock picking. Don't forget to join the Let's Talk Money community by tapping that subscribe button and clicking the bell notification.